What if I told you that Caitlin Clark, the face of women's basketball, could walk away from the WNBA forever? Shocking, right? But it's real. One cryptic statement from Sophie Cunningham has set the entire basketball world on fire. Rumors are exploding, fans are panicking, and suddenly, Caitlin's future in the league isn't guaranteed. Could this be the biggest disaster the WNBA has ever faced? Stay tuned, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything.
We got Sophie the Trophy, one half of the Blonde Bombers, coming out and exposing her truth with this Bria Hartley situation, and she's also letting it be known the behind the scenes and what's really going on with Caitlin Clark's injury.
Sophie Cunningham just dropped a verbal grenade, and the shockwaves are everywhere. Forget complaining about refs or dirty fouls. Sophie went for the jugular, hinting that Caitlin Clark might actually walk away from the WNBA entirely. Let that sink in. The woman who is literally the lifeline of the league, the one filling every single arena and keeping the cameras rolling, could be gone. And honestly, can you blame her? From day one, Caitlin has been fouled, shoved, hacked, and beaten like a rookie who doesn't matter. But she's not just another rookie. She's the biggest star women's basketball has ever seen. And instead of protecting her, the league has turned her into a target. Sophie didn't just say the quiet part out loud, she screamed it. The league has been daring Caitlin to quit, and now fans are realizing that she just might. Before we get deeper into this story, let me know in the comments, if Caitlin Clark left the WNBA tomorrow, would you still support her journey?
I don't know. Everyone keeps asking, everyone's like, and I'm like, literally, she doesn't even know. Like, it's just like a day by day legit type of thing. And so, yeah, she's close, but like, you also have to remember, like, she could be playing if it wasn't in the WNBA by now, but like at this level with how deep and like how good people are nowadays in our league, which is the best it's ever been, like you can't just be good. You have to be on top of your game. And so just trying to get her back in game shape, I think is what they're trying to do. But like, again, it's literally a day by day. I'm not holding out any information. I just literally don't.
Now here's where Sophie's words really rattled fans. Caitlin doesn't even know when she's coming back from her injury. Think about how insane that sounds. The official line is day by day. But let's be real. Day by day in sports is just code for we have no clue. One day turns into 1 week. 1 week turns into 1 month. And suddenly, your season is over. Fans aren't stupid. They're connecting the dots. Something about Caitlin's injury updates doesn't add up. The silence, the vague reports, the uncertainty, it all screams of a deeper issue. And when your most valuable player, the player who's carrying your league on her shoulders, doesn't know when she's returning, that's not just bad luck. That's a crisis.
Yeah, and she also would be able to play if this was not sumo wrestling, if this was not UFC, if you guys did not play rugby in these basketball games, she'd probably be able to get out there and do her thing. But she has to put on all this armor, which caused her to get hurt anyway. She had to put on all this armor because y'all don't play basketball. It is rugby out there.
But Sophie didn't stop there. She dropped the real bombshell. According to her, Caitlin Clark could probably already be playing if it wasn't for the WNBA. Just pause for a second and think about what that actually means. In another league, maybe overseas, maybe even in a completely different sport, Caitlin would be back doing what she does best, dominating. But in the WNBA, she's stuck in a system where inconsistent refereeing, politics, and double standards hold her back. Instead of celebrating her talent, instead of building the league around her, like the NBA did with LeBron or Steph, we're sitting here wondering if she even wants to come back next season. That's not just mismanagement, that's self-destruction.
Look, listen, Sophie, I love you trying to hold it down. We love that you were trying to hold it down. We wish you a speedy recovery. But as far as what's going on in the WNBA, we are on them. We gonna stay on them. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. We're on to their nonsense.
let's be brutally.
Let's stop pretending for a second and face the truth. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the WNBA. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark. There's no argument, no debate, no counterpoint here. From the very moment Caitlin stepped onto a WNBA court, everything changed overnight. Ticket sales skyrocketed. Merchandise sold out in hours. TV ratings record-breaking. ESPN went from ignoring the league to broadcasting primetime games just because Caitlin Clark was playing. For the first time in years, people actually cared. But here's the problem. Instead of protecting their biggest asset, the WNBA has left Caitlin exposed. Physically, mentally, politically. Every single game she's hacked, shoved, fouled, and battered like it's open season. And somehow, she's the one getting penalized for daring to complain. Fans see it. They're not blind. They see the refs swallowing their whistles when Caitlin gets shoved into the hardwood. They see her getting called for fouls that other players walk away from untouched. And now, Sophie Cunningham's comments have ripped the lid off what fans already suspected. The double standards are real. Look at Paige Bueckers. The media machine has crowned her the future of the league before she's even proven anything. Highlight reels, ESPN specials, star treatment. Meanwhile, Caitlin, the player who actually sells out arenas, gets hacked, mocked, and fined. It's blatant, it's insulting, and it's dangerous. Caitlin brought the spotlight to the WNBA, but that spotlight has revealed every ugly crack in the system. Bias, favoritism, and incompetence at the highest levels. Instead of celebrating her, the league is breaking her down. And if the WNBA doesn't fix this fast, Caitlin won't be the one scrambling to stay relevant. The league will.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me.
And here's where Sophie Cunningham's words hit the deepest nerve. The double standard. It's not subtle anymore. It's obvious. Sophie has been fined so many times, she might as well hand over her paycheck directly to the league office. She can't even mention Paige Bueckers without losing money. Meanwhile, Angel Reese publicly claims Caitlin gets special treatment, and nothing happens. Coaches scream at refs, throw clipboards, get in officials' faces. No fines. But Sophie cracks one joke, points out a little favoritism, and boom, her bank account takes another hit. That's not discipline, that's targeting. Now imagine you're Caitlin Clark, watching all of this unfold while you're being shoved, elbowed, and battered every game. Where's the protection? Where's the consistency? Where's the respect? If you're Caitlin, why would you stay in a league that treats you like this when you have better options everywhere else? Let's talk about Europe. Bigger paychecks, shorter seasons, better officiating. Players treated like royalty. Caitlin could sign tomorrow and instantly become the highest-paid women's basketball player in the world without stepping foot on a WNBA court ever again. And here's the kicker. Fans would follow her. They'd stream her games from Spain, Italy, or Turkey. They'd buy her jerseys. Her highlights would dominate social media. And the WNBA would suddenly look like the league that lost its biggest star. But Caitlin's options don't end there. She's already hinted at her love for golf. And with her marketability, she doesn't need to be Tiger Woods to make millions. Sponsorships, endorsements, media appearances, Nike, Gatorade, ESPN. They'd all follow Caitlin wherever she goes. That's the nightmare scenario for the WNBA. Not Caitlin playing overseas, but Caitlin saying, "I'm done, I'm out." And the wildest part? Fans wouldn't be angry at Caitlin for leaving. They'd support her. They'd blame the league. And they'd be right.